Hi, and I'm back with another episode of GH Music Discourse. Today we are focusing on the gospel fraternity. What questions have been lingering on your minds? Well, I have the right personnel here to help me answer all these questions as far as the gospel fraternity is concerned. And he's in the person of Mr. NII NOI.
Lady, why you say Mr. Nino? It's like saying Mr. Nana. Nah, what's about you?
I'm well. How about you?
I'm fine.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been weeks of planning, but I'm here.
I know, right? So I want us to move straight into it.
Okay. Let's go.
How has ACT contributed to the gospel fraternity?
Okay, the gospel fraternity, most of the times we want to associate ourselves from the arts, but it's very important to understand that we are part of the creative arts. And the creative arts, I mean, in many ways, is in the let's say in the performance of the gospel artists, how they create performances. So when let me go some 4 or 5 years back, when OJ was performing at the VGMAs, he did a creation of an act by wearing some batakali, look some old man and say my SMO pain, trying to tell a story. So when you see that VGMA, you see that he created an act to perform a gospel song. And even down now, when you see, I mean, Joe Metals video, you see the Yo Boami, that's quite recent. You see where he did it, the set, design, all this creation of an act, even though he wants to minister to people. So the gospel industry can take itself out of the acts. I think that the acts is very integral to anybody who wants to do music, acts, acting, or any form of creative stuff, whether gospel, secular. We are influencers. So I think that we've learned more from the arts, from our colleagues from the secular side, and even those from outside Ghana. We've taken some that moves in line with our Christian or religious agenda and implemented them to preach our messages.
Okay, and in percentage, how far has the fraternity gone?
Like the gospel fraternity
Yes.
associated to arts.
Yes.
Oh, some years back, they would have disassociated themselves. But when the new breed came, I mean, I call them a new breed because when they started, nobody gave them a chance. But when they started somewhere around 2009, 2010, and they were coming with force. They were coming with all of this together. So I think we've gone past 60 to 70% in adding the arts to the gospel. Yeah, when you look at the current crop and you look at what they churn out, you see that it's not the normal flowers video. It's not the normal. Oh, you understand? It's not the normal flowers video. It's not the normal. It's a creation, different kind of creation, and I think that we are not there yet. Yes, you can still laugh at us that some of them do flowers. That's fine, but we are. But we've gone so far. We've gone so far.
Oh, well, true. I can attest to that. We've seen quite a number of videos, impressive ones,
videos,
and well done. You managed Akesebrim Pong.
Yeah, and Takes Two Films took the first video of Akesebrim Pong, Crazy Love.
Okay.
And it wasn't flower. It was a creation of a storyline.
Okay.
And it's all fused in the art, from the train station to Children's Park, where we shot at different locations and all of that. And it brought out the arts well, even though we're trying to preach the message of God.
Okay, so tell me, how is it like managing Akesebrim?
Okay, so that was my first project, and I started like 8 years ago.
Okay.
It was hard initially, very, very hard, especially with the church. When you look at the brand Akesebrim and the kind of music he does, and the kind of things he does, his dressing, the music and all of that, it was difficult for some churches to even accept what he does. But years gone, I mean, I think that they've relaxed some of their stance. They've realized that if you don't even do it, our young people are doing it. So, I mean, let's allow some of these people come into the church. And during the years, the kind of music, I mean, he started predominantly with reggae. It's not that he couldn't do worship, he couldn't do Afrobeats, he couldn't do high life gospel. He could do all of that, but it was a niche he wanted to create because the time that he was coming up, Joe Metto was coming up, Eugene Zuta was coming up, MOG was coming up. All of them were coming up. So if we took a plan that if we're going to do the same thing, it was going to be difficult.
Okay.
So we had to do reggae for a while, and it took a while. But when we broke through, I think that now it's getting better. 8 years on.
And tell me how far the church has gone in accepting what you do, like the genre he does.
Oh, the reggae genre. You know the reggae genre already. They think that what you do, you are.
You are what?
Yeah.
Well, what is this?
You know.
I don't know.
Okay, what do you do when I come to this?
I don't know. I can do peace out. Anyway,
they think you fooled it a
I
little,
get you.
yeah. So that's why some years back, I did the song "No Weed." I need no weed. I need no smoke because I had the Holy Ghost, and and the kind of reggae that the guy was doing. People were, before that, Mary Gansa, Lina Rabbles, they've done reggae dancehall, but the kind of reggae this guy was doing, the church was surprised. They're like, this guy, you sure? Because I remember we go to some churches after the pastor asked me, Mufa baby on I mean, because the kind of reggae he was doing, he had to listen more to reggae.
Okay.
Bob Marley, Lucky Dube, Culture, and I remember I also had to listen more to understand how to deal with such people. And he brings it to the gospel space. So it was quite difficult. Till some years back, I told him, okay, let's do a worship medley and break it through. And the worship medley worked. And we got some audience from some other sides. And now he does Afrobeats. He does all they want him to do. But right now they know that if you want reggae, you need to come to Akese Grandpa.
Wow. Wow. All right. Interesting. And let's move back a bit. Which artists?
You're sitting there, you move back.
Me, few, I won't mind you. Which artists in the past do you think would have done extremely well, considering the kind of opportunities, these new artists? Yeah. Which artists?
I think that a lot of them could have done extremely well. Looking at, I'm going to pick from a lot of angles. Looking at artistry, looking at content, looking at mileage. I'll first start with Cindy Thompson. Cindy Thompson has one of the greatest albums still.
Yeah.
In Ghana, a gospel. I mean, he had an album that had songs and all the songs were hits back in the days, I think over 15 years ago. And if he had the opportunity now, he would have still been making some good cash. Yeah, so Cindy Thompson would have, looking at opportunities now, would have still do so well. And I'll go to Helena Rabbles. You remember Helena Rabbles? Yeah. Her kind of dance or praise medley. She would have still made so much impact, in our current industry. Then maybe Cindy, Alina, then maybe Mary Gansa.
Okay.
Yeah, Mary Gansa too brought us a different touch. And let me say on record, Mary Gansa started this gospel reggae thing way back. But when he started, a whole industry, that's the church pastors, came against her. If it was now, they have accepted. If Mary Gansa starts a reggae now, right now she's a reverend, so probably should not do. But if she started a reggae now, it would have been more accepted.
But why do you say probably? What's wrong even if she's a reverend now and she still want to do it?
That's why I said probably. And as I say, so reggae needs some youthful figure in there. One
finger in there. Anyway, let's move
That's
on.
where we can do it. That's where if you're watching, you can do it. Probably should have made more impact now. But we thank God they started it. They got some bashing. Some people continued and all of that. But they would have made more impact now, because now if you put out a song like Cindy Thompson's song, it wasn't going to be a national hit. It was going to be a global hit. Do you get my point? Because those times, the Cindy Thompson, Obraham Ufeji, Akochem Nyame, Joe Moy, it would have been a worldwide hit. Because now if you release a song, Joe released Yo Boami, the next day Sinach put on Facebook that this is part of my playlist. Those days, they didn't have that. Someone should have given a CD to Sinach in Nigeria. But now, because Apple Music, Spotify, Facebook, everything, so he just picks it. They say, "Oh, my brother in Ghana is doing something. Let me share it." So they would have, if they had this opportunity there, they would have stormed the world.
Amazing. But apart from talent, what else do you think an artist needs to survive in this industry?
The gospel artists, aside talent, you need to spend time with the one you are singing about. You need to spend time with God. You need to be in His presence. You need to follow His guidance. If you don't do that, and it's just talent, I would advise that you go and join Kwame Eugene, Mr. Drew, Sifa. Yes, you join them.
Why? Why are you saying that?
You are singing about somebody. They are singing about this year. I know God play. Normal song. My daughter's favorite song. Kwame Eugene, the one Nana is in the video. Oh, that
Open
one. Open
Gate.
Gate. That's my daughter's favorite. It's normal. You just have to say Open Gate, get a good promoter, you promote you. But this one, you have to spend time with the one you're going to sing about. You understand? If you don't spend time with the one you're going to sing about, you can't sing to him. I love you. If I love you, what must I do with you? I have to give you what? Attention. I have to spend time with you. I have to know you more before I can tell the world I love you. So it's simple. So aside talent, you need to spend time with the person you're going to sing about. Spend time with God. Spend time in His presence. Understand His principles. Understand His word. Know the Bible more. Because gospel music, you're going to sing predominantly from the Bible. If you don't know all of this and you have talent, then it's better go and do Afrobeat, high life. Yeah. All of that. Don't do gospel. I'm telling you. And yes, we are in your hit. Because they love gospel artists who have talent.
But are you trying to say that the people who do secular, like they say,
Just saying,
yeah, people who do secular songs don't, spend time with God?
They spend time, but they don't sing about Him. They spend time. I'm not saying they are
But you don't
pagans.
have to sing about somebody, or you don't have to sing about God before you can spend time to know Him or spend time with Him, like you're saying.
No, you want to. You're a pastor. You want to preach. What do? You prepare your message. Where do you prepare your message from? The Bible.
Okay. I want us to touch on awards category. What's your take on people who think the awards category is what's the word I'm trying to look for? It's like a competition between
gospel and secular.
Yeah.
I think they're right when they say it's a competition between gospel and secular. Unfortunately, they're right. Because after the VGMs, I don't know whether you listened to the commentary, the secular people from Mr. Logic to whoever were saying that they should take gospel people out of the awards. So they've seen it as a competition. Into almost a competition, so the Beshia say a competition. Why are you thinking that? Because they believe that the gospel fraternity have a strong fan base from the church. Sunday morning, they are the church and they can move a fan base. But the secular people don't have that strong fan base. So it's a competition when you've shortlisted 6 people in a category. It's a competition. It's just like going to the World Cup. You have 24 countries. One must win. So it's a competition. It's difficult to make people understand it's not a competition. But what they must understand is that the nomination itself is good to go. It's something that you can add to your CV. It's something that you can boast about, like having a Grammy nomination, having a VGMA nomination, because we have over 1,000 artists in Ghana. So if you have a VGMA nomination, it's something you could boast about. But however, there's a competition when everybody wants to win, unless we look at how to change the voting dynamics, unless we look at how to work there. Yes, if you don't look at that, it will forever be a competition, because there's a 40% element that goes to the public. And every public person has a fan base. Kidi has his fan base. Dan Hamilton has his fan base. Kwame Eugene has his fan base. Everybody. So you tell your fan base to go and vote for me. And that makes it a competition. But gospel artists must understand that, the ministry first before the competition. But to work in an industry, and I'm going to be if I was in Yanjai, into competition, it will be difficult to judge. Because especially the secular people are calling it for us. And we also go into it. But the calling of who we are should be first. The ministry should be first. And that impact, let's say Joe Mettle some years back, that impact from ministry made him win the award. Dinah, that impact from ministry will make you win the awards. Dinah herself will not come and tell you that vote for her. But you say, I don't know, I love that woman. I love that song. Let me go and vote for her. So you spend time in the ministry and the competition there. Yes, leave it to God. He'll make you win.
I want to find out what you, when I say you, like industry players like yourself, what you are doing for the gospel artists to see awards as recognition of hard work, but not competition, like,
It's recognition of hard work, and like I'm saying, I mean, so far as you shortlisted them, as much as I preach, I talk to them. I talk to some of them. Even some of them, they don't have nominations. I mean, some of their poster, Facebook posts, when they call you, I'm on the TV Music Awards board. And I mean, when the nominations, the nominees list came, I got gospel artists call me and they say, hey, I can't mention their names. Like, some fought me. Why am I not here? Why am I? Even my own artists fought me. Why do I have only two categories? I mean, I should have been here. I should have been there. I mean, it's true. But when we make them understand that all is about awards, then you forget that first mandate that I told you, the ministry, spending time. So if you make them understand that it's all about ministry, and you just don't pay attention to awards, it gives you more time to focus on the ministry and seek ye first the kingdom of God and all other things. It will be added. So most of the times we advise them that, seek ye first, spend time with God. Do that, then all the other things, that's the awards, the whatever, it will be added.
Okay, we'll take a break. When we return, we'll talk about the music business to an investor and if truly the gospel fraternity is attracting the needed investments. So okay. Stay on. We'll be back after this. Right, welcome back, and you're still watching GH Music Discourse. NII NOI is here with me.
Yeah, no.
This time around, I didn't say Mr. NII NOI.
Yeah, this one, you got it right now.
All right, that's fine.
Let's start it that we are planning that you do a gospel song soon.
No, please. No, disclaimer. NII NOI, I indicated earlier on, before the break, that we'll talk about the music business to an investor. So enlighten us on that.
Okay, the gospel music business to an investor. Okay, let's say business to an investor is money making profit. I mean, I need to put in to get money. Simple. So if you don't put in, you can't get money. So music business, the gospel music business to any investor means that do gospel music for me, just like you do secular music. And I'll sell it, I'll get my money through streams, through performances, through endorsement deals, through coloring back tunes, or through any other form of income that the artists will get. However, it's important to understand that for the gospel music, there's a ministry aspect. So it is not everybody that can invest in gospel music. You need to understand gospel or Christian values, really the Christian religious values, to better invest in gospel music. That's why we don't just advise any other person to come and invest in gospel music, because the person might even make you go and perform at places that might reduce your brand equity. And it will hurt your brand even if the person is gone. If you're thinking of money, the person will be gone and your brand equity is affected, and forever you probably might not make it again. So we call on investors who understand the Christian business, and for that matter, churches, that they should come and invest in gospel artists. You see, every gospel artist starts from a church. Joe Metro starts from Assemblies of God. He's still with Assemblies of God. MOG, Royal House. I guess he started from Pentecost, now EWC, then Pentecost. Every gospel artist. In fact, your first basis, in fact, you're a praise and worship leader in your church before they say you're an improvement of a praise and worship leader before the world gets to know that you're a gospel artist. So when they start in the churches look at them and they bless them. Oh, you go into nations, you sing on stages. But when they start leaving Sunday morning to go and sing somewhere, then they get annoyed. And that's where the whole friction starts. Then the churches get annoyed. Hey, we made you. And now you're not here on Sunday mornings again. Yes, because he's invested in his brand. And he's invested in his talent. Or someone has invested in his brand and his talent. And now the brand is huge. That now Sunday morning, another church calls him, pays him to come and perform. However, it's important that the churches understand that opening record labels is the way to go. Let me give you an example. In Nigeria, you know Chris Embassy, Pastor Chris. He has Love World Records. He opened it, like, I think 10 years ago. Sinach. That the whole world, everybody's Sinach happy. Frank Edwards, Eben, aye, God has given you victory. All these people are coming out on the record labels. And those times when he was starting the record label, do you know what he does? You know, Pastor Chris is a well-known pastor. So wherever he goes throughout the world, he goes with Sinach. Before he preaches, he says, my girl should sing. And that's how Sinach became a star. Some can you travel everywhere in this world. Pastor Mesa you travel everywhere in this world. The Maker's House pastor was there. Well, Dr. Bwedinya Meche, you travel everywhere in this world. The Pentecost pastor, you travel everywhere in this world. When you have record labels and you champion record labeling, it means that you are projecting your artists from your church. Before a certain who has $100,000 and says, I'm investing in, no, you can't invest in me. Maybe your camera woman. You're investing in your camera woman. Then later on you say, Charlie, I've invested 2 years, nothing is coming. So let's go to a nightclub. Let's go and sing. They'll give me $5,000 there. Let's go to beach. Let's go and sing. But at the end of the day, the brand equity of the gospel artist, it doesn't fit in that brand. So you go and sing there, they give him the money, you take your share, you give him her share or his share, but at the end of the day, the artist is being hurt. So it's important that the churches invest in gospel music. Until the churches decide to invest in gospel music, I know they don't understand, which we are educating them. They start investing in gospel music. They should stop saying that our gospel artists are going here, they are going here, they are going there, and we train them. We started from there. Everybody trains someone. Everybody trains someone. Then we started from there. And now praise and worship, Mike, and now everybody. But you should understand that there's a next level. You don't want to be in the church forever. In that level forever. You need to go. But we don't go. We don't allow them to go. If they go, so then we started insulting them. We started throwing curse to them. I've even gone ahead to tell churches that if you don't want to invest your money, that's fine. But let's say, for instance, Joe Metals, the Experience album that he's released some weeks back. The director is a chief superintendent or director general of Assemblies of God. Should call Joe Metals and tell him that, okay, I'm going to announce to our 1 million membership nationwide to buy your CD for 10 CD. The 10 CD, I saw in here the 4 CD and now 3 CD. Then they take it to all the over 10,000 branches of Assemblies of God in Ghana. Then they start to make to CD, you'll be on top 10 CD. At the end of the day, how much is the church getting? 3 times 1 million. 3 CD times 1 million. That's 3 million without investing in anything more. Just endorsement. Do you get my point? Then Joe will get a 7 million. He goes sit in somewhere cool. Because at the end of the day, you, the church, you didn't help in production. You didn't help in recording. You didn't help in shooting the video. You didn't help in promotion. You didn't help in anything. You've gotten your money. But the churches, I don't understand. I don't understand. Say, Ghanaian, Nibre, because we've told the pastors. And I'm telling them again, they will watch. If they don't want today, they work tomorrow. I'm telling them again that this is the surest way to go. Without this, don't blame Joe Metal for not coming to your church on Sunday morning. Because that's where he started. That's where he was born. Forget it. Don't blame Francis Amo. Don't blame him because he's going to look for money. He's going to follow what you blessed him some years back. Hey, praise is now afternoon. And that is the issue. So they need to understand. If they don't invest in it, someone else will do. Oh, nah, don't laugh. Cry.
Interesting. Like, so much, wisdom or so much. I don't even know the right word to use, but I really...
No, don't use that word. You just use the wrong word.
I'm making this interview difficult for me. Anyway, I see. So I like the fact that you mentioned, some of the names, Joe Metal, and we have Emoji, we have
Royal House,
EWC, we have Ohima, Mercy,
ICGC,
Sisichum, and these are the frontiers. You see, and Dinah Hamilton. These are the frontiers of the industry right now.
Yeah,
gospel,
that's true.
industry right. What are these people doing right?
And they are doing what they are doing right. Like I was telling you, they've invested in their craft. They've spent time with God. They spend time with the one they're going to sing about, so they know what they're going to sing about. And that's the first. And number two, they've invested in their craft. And when you see when you have a private conversation about with Joe Metal, you understand the number of hours. Or when you go to his house, he has a big piano, and the wife will tell you, it's a piano. You understand? That's what the wife will tell you. So it's invested more in his craft. He spent time with God, and the whole world, through preparation, the whole world sees the final work. But he's done so much hard work. He spent so much with Christ, which a lot of our young gospel artists don't want to do. They think that when you start now, you're a hit. I mean, when I wake up every day, today I'll play some of the songs that people have sent to me. Some of them, you see that they've not invested in anything. They start praise and worship in church. They think that praise and worship in church is enough preparation. No. You know Cristiano Ronaldo. When they finish their training sessions, he goes before and close after. He has prepared himself well. And that's what we need to advise our gospel artists. Okay. Our secular guys do it. And our people too, we need to advise them to do that more.
Okay, all right. I know you are into events production as well. And I want to pick your thoughts on this real quick. Obviously, events production involves artists and performances. And I want to know what makes a successful performance to an audience.
A successful performance to an audience is first understanding your audience. And you have laid down the elements of spending time and working on your craft. What people must do is understand your audience, which some of the gospel artists, predominantly those you are saying are on top now, are doing right. They understand their audience. So if I say understand your audience, when you do events, gospel events is difficult to organize. And if it is difficult to coordinate on the day, because you need to understand the mood of what the people want. And you need to flow in the mood. So there are times that, I've worked on Joe's production for a number of years. There are times that we have drawn the program, but Joe either goes against what we've drawn, or we need to alert him to go against it because of the understanding of the audience. So for instance, maybe, Pastor Isaiah, he's also a gospel artist. Hey, yeah, sure. So someone like Pastor Isaiah will come, a serene environment, the atmosphere is charged. You can't go and continue with more, yes, Christ, more. Probably that is what is on the sheet. So quickly, you must understand that environment. You must understand that something is moving. So you just do one of your worship songs. Yes, yeah. Or you buami, or something to move in that realms. That's until the realms settle before you can go to maybe your mid-tempo or your fast songs. So performing, that is why most of the times you see that some people, when you call them, you say, this one, understand. This one, or you're good on stage. No, he understands the audience. So when you understand the audience, you've already built your craft too. That one there is key. You've already spent time with God. Those two constant figures are there. The third most important thing, now you're at the event, you need to understand your audience. Before you are called on stage, what was happening? When you get on stage, what is happening? You need to understand your audience. And understanding the audience comes from a lot of factors. Who came before you? How they are charged, how they want to receive you. You can at times even do research on the kind of audience. So you are going to perform in Tamale. You don't know Tamale. You can do research, maybe in churches or something. Which kind of song of mine do they sing there? Understand? So understanding all of these things gives you a perfect wow session. At the end of the day, that people say, Charlie, this minister, this guy, serious. But you did some research. You understood what they wanted. Give it to them. Because it's not everywhere that you go that you start. You or yes, because maybe Tamale don't understand you. No, but they vibe more to maybe me, yes, or they vibe more to crazy love. They don't maybe understand blessed. You understand? So you need to understand this, and when you understand it, trust me, you can make it.
Okay, and finally, before we go, I know you are part of Table of Men, which involves
You love the table.
which involves, artist managers. Tell me how you operate.
Okay, so it's a group of gospel artist managers who have come together to push the gospel agenda. You agree with me that some years back, gospel music was more dominant than secular music. But now, unfortunately, when drive time program starts, or morning shows, like they start with one gospel song, then they move to secular drive time programs. Those years, they were doing 1 hour gospel, but now they play like 2 gospel songs and they move. So we came together in a lot of factors. Our streaming numbers, all of that, our performance numbers. For instance, they might call Stoneboy for a gig, and Stoneboy will charge $10,000, and nobody will talk. Let's say an MTN gig, nobody will talk. And they'll call Joe Metal. When Joe Metal say, "With them, mommy, $5,000 half," they do all start complaining. Hey, then your gospel. Do you get my point? So some of these factors, some of these challenges made some gospel artist managers come together and gospel promoters come together. So Joe Metal's manager, I manager Kese, Christian NSC manages SP Kofi Sapon, Obapa Christie's manager, Funky Five, Nancy. We all came together so that we could together push a collective agenda to help people realize that we understand what we want. So in that form, when you come, because normally before they settle on somebody, they go around.
That's
So
good.
yeah, so they will go and ask. They will come and ask. So before you come, we have informed ourselves because we know you went here and they say 10,000. So buy mama 2,000. No. By that time, the 10,000 person have told me, Charlie, they are coming home. So the thing I talk the same thing. You understand? It helps us, and so far it's helped us in branding ourselves. It helps us in putting some kind of respect on our gospel acts. And I know some people say it's a mafia group. Let them sink. They are afraid of the force. Because, together we can kill 10,000. So they're afraid of the force. Allow them to cry, to shout.
Interesting. Anyway, thank you so much for being a part of the
Anytime.
show. And let me tell you what, we don't take it for granted, okay?
No problem.
Okay, thank you so much. And thank you for watching. I'll see you all next time. Bye.